This week on Chuckload of Comics, Good Boys hits theaters August 16th. We have a full non-spoiler review. The Russo brothers are crossing the country on a tour. Find out if they're coming to a town near you. Orville will not be returning for Season 4 on Fox. We've got the details. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we're sharing with you our full non-spoiler review. All that plus big news from Ace Comic-Con right here on Chuckload of Comics. Hey guys, welcome back to an all-new episode of Chuckload of Comics. It's our Sunday weekend review show. What an amazingly chock-full week of nerdy goodness.
Right? It was crazy
Tons of stuff. We're 1 week out of San Diego Comic-Con and news is still dropping all over social media, guys. If this is your first time to Chuckload of Comics, welcome to the show. Every Sunday right here on YouTube, we break down sort of the nerdy news of the past 7 days, compile it into one small 20-minute package, try to give you all the nerdy goods every single Sunday.
Just the highlights, people.
Just the highlights. We're not going to get into crazy detail. Please take a second, click that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Join the Chuckload of Comics family. So before we get into the weekly news, Shauna, the weekly nerdy news of the week, big news from Ace Comic-Con.
Yeah, buddy.
Ace Comic-Con's coming to Chicago. It's Ace Midwest, October 11th through the 14th.
Sweet.
They just dropped some really awesome comic book creator guests.
Yes.
They're dropping some serious bombs on us this week.
Let's hear it.
All you fans of Ultimate Spider-Man, Mark Bagley is descending upon the great city of Chicago.
What?
Mark Bagley, you know, obviously the Brian Michael Bendis Ultimate Spider-Man run he did. He and Brian Michael Bendis currently own the record for longest team-up on a single Marvel title. I think a single comic book title. They beat out Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's run of Fantastic Four. It ran for over 100 issues. The same two guys. Amazing art. I mean, if you read Marvel Comics, you know Mark Bagley. And that guy's a modern celebrity, a modern legend.
No kidding.
In comic books. Well, he's coming to Chicago. You can get an autograph. You can get a commissioned piece.
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can get a Mark Bagley Spider-Man
oh my gosh, that'd
commission.
Be so cool.
That would be incredible.
Can we do that? Can we put Walter
it's probably
in
like
there?
$300.
Like Walter's face?
Why not? Another big announcement is Andy Park. Andy Park's the Marvel Director of Visual Development.
How cool is that?
It's pretty awesome.
That's
like,
pretty
you want to
neat.
know why the MCU looks the way it does, why the comic books look the way they do? It's Andy Park. Recently, Andy Park on his Twitter, he was the one who launched that Taskmaster Black Widow.
Oh, so cool.
Made the announcement that Taskmaster was going to be the villain in the new Black Widow movie. That came from Andy Park's Twitter. We hope to have him on the show when we're at Ace Comic-Con, so stick around for that. Larry Hama, all you fans of the G.I. Joe comic book, one of the creators of the original G.I. Joe comic back in the 80s.
So cool.
Larry Hama, fresh off of New York Comic-Con. He will be descending on Chicago. Awesome. I got a friend who's very excited about meeting Larry Hama. Boss Logic.
That's cool, man.
That's insanely cool.
I know.
Like, you may not know the name Boss Logic, but you know some of his posters.
Of course you do.
You've seen his sort of fan posters. He's sort of the god of indie fan posters of movies.
For sure.
Like when someone says, hey, they're going to cast XYZ as XY character, he's the one who instantly
Comes up with
photoshops.
these, yeah,
like really cool. And so Boss Logic's going to be there. Really, really cool guy. Can't wait to meet him. So Ace Comic-Con, October 11th.
Yeah.
Get your tickets now. Of course, we know that Kit Harington's going to be there.
Brie
Larson's going to be there.
They're coming correct with their comic book artists this year. That's great.
They really are. And we are months away, so there's going to be a lot more news that drops. So find out more at acecomiccon.com. Again, October 11th through the 14th. Ace Comic-Con. Get your tickets now. So let's go ahead and get into our first movie review of the week. We're going to do two movie reviews. The first one is, of course, the 9th film from Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The movie, I'm sure you've heard about it. It's about a faded television actor played by Leonardo DiCaprio. His name's Rick Dalton, and his stunt double, Brad Pitt.
Yes.
Who, what was his name?
I forgot.
It was Booth, something Booth.
Something Booth, that's right.
Yeah, well, I blew that one. His stunt double, they strive to achieve fame and success in the film industry during the final years of Hollywood's golden age, 1969 L.A.
It is not about Charles Manson and Sharon Tate.
All you people that thought this is a Charles Manson movie, You've probably found out by now that it's not.
It's not.
Honestly, Charles Manson, small, almost minuscule part.
And it's not even the part you see in the trailer.
Yeah,
It's
that
like-
part was actually cut out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that, but yeah, a very small part.
Really, really spectacular film.
Oh, I thought it was great.
Absolutely loved it. Tons of cameos. All of Quentin Tarantino's favorite actors
Of
make
course.
appearances in there. Besides Sam Jackson, no Sam Jackson. in
Yeah,
here.
right? That was weird.
So really, what it's about? It's obviously not about Charles Manson.
Right.
It's about this guy, this guy who's kind of a washed up. He's a has-been actor. Played by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
He was a big movie star. Now he's just he plays a villain on TV westerns. He's gone from big movie star to just TV B-lister, D-lister almost.
Yeah, right.
But his best friend in the world, Brad Pitt, who is his stunt double, these two, they're inseparable.
Yeah.
It's the most adorable little relationship between DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
And
Brad
they kill
Pitt,
it. The
and Brad-
chemistry's
the
great.
chemistry's phenomenal
Yeah.
between these two. And they pal around together all over LA, trying to get, Pitt's always trying to get him new acting gigs, and DiCaprio's always trying to get him new stuntman gigs. They do everything together. He's Brad Pitt's DiCaprio's driver because he lost his license, too many DUIs. It's such an adorable little relationship between these two. But then, so you got the Brad Pitt DiCaprio thing, but on the other hand, you've got Margot Robbie, who plays Sharon Tate.
Who is their neighbor. Or
Exactly.
it's Leonardo DiCaprio's neighbor.
Right, exactly. So her story is she's an up-and-coming actress in 1969 Hollywood. So on one hand, you've got the upcoming new starlet, and on the other hand, you've got the guy whose career is going down. So it's a really cool little yin and
Dynamic.
yang, cool little dynamic of two stories going on in 1969 Hollywood.
it.
Everybody in this movie kills it.
I know.
Sharon Tate is an
Margot
amazing story.
Robbie,
Margot Robbie
yeah.
absolutely crushes it. She doesn't get a ton of screen time,
Sure.
but it's just, the movie's just a big love letter to Hollywood.
It is.
It's a love letter to
It's so
filmmaking
cool. And
of
television
the 1960s.
and 1960s. Like, it was just so good. I loved it.
It really is, man. I mean, if you from parties at the Playboy Mansion to cruising
Yeah.
around the Hollywood Hills and cruising up and down Hollywood Boulevard,
Yep.
it's really, really spectacular. Shauna, this is not my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
Pulp Fiction's hard to beat.
I'd say this ranks, where does it rank on your top echelon of Quentin Tarantino films?
It's definitely in my top 5, hands down. I
Yeah.
loved it. I thought it was great. But like I said, you can't beat Pulp Fiction. And Hateful Eight snuck into number 2 for me. I mean,
It
as
did.
many times as I've seen it recently, it just gets better and better every time. So that's definitely my number 2. I think this one would be a toss-up for number 3 between Kill Bill and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I just thought it was great. And
Yeah.
it doesn't really have a plot. So don't expect this amazing plot. It's just a story about these guys.
That's what
And
was so
that's-
interesting. There really is zero plot
Yeah,
in this movie.
yeah.
There's no. The story isn't going anywhere.
Right.
There's no plot that these guys are following. It's
Yeah.
just a series of spectacular Quentin Tarantino written scenes.
Yeah.
One spectacular
And
scene
acted
after
amazingly.
another. DiCaprio, Oscar-worthy performance. Pitt, I'd say Oscar-nominated worthy
I
performance.
would too. Margot Robbie too.
She was great.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
No Quentin Tarantino cameo that
Yeah,
I
right?
noticed. I was kind of expecting one. Yeah, you would think he would have slipped himself into a
Luke
Hollywood.
Perry's final
Oh
movie.
my God.
Oh, he killed it too.
Luke
That was
Perry's
cool.
scene is so good.
Yeah.
So just outstanding. I was expecting a round of applause from the audience. Didn't get
Yeah.
it. Shauna clapped.
I did.
But it was so great to see Luke Perry
That
in the
was
movie.
cool. Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, dude, everybody's in this movie. Shauna,
Yeah.
favorite parts, favorite scene of the movie.
My favorite scene, you saw part of it, I think, in the trailers, was Leonardo DiCaprio by himself in
his trailer?
when he, because he flubbed his lines the day before on set. And so he got really mad at himself, and he's talking himself up and
Starts
pumping
crying.
himself. He starts crying. He says, "I'm quitting drinking. It's the alcohol." And then you see him chugging out
Yeah.
his flask. It was just brilliant. I love that scene.
Yeah, I'd say probably my favorite scene was the fight between Bruce Lee and Brad
It's
Pitt.
great too.
That was
fantastic.
so good. I won't spoil what happens, but
They found that guy. That guy lives in Wisconsin.
Really?
He runs a dojo. That's,
Really?
Yeah. He's not an actor. They found him. They did a story on him on WGN.
oh my god, that
Yeah.
Bruce Lee scene was
That's
pure gold. It was
Yeah.
hilarious. He acted and sounded just like Bruce Lee.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, that scene was great. So
was great.
definitely go see it. I gave it a big thumbs up.
Me too.
I know you do too. Go see it. Don't expect much of a plot.
Yeah,
just
don't.
expect to sit down and watch
Yep.
2 hours and 45 minutes of perfectly written, delivered scenes.
It's gonna be just like Hateful Eight for me. I'm gonna see it every time. The more and more I see it, the more and more I'm gonna love it. I know it.
I can
know
tell.
it.
I wanted to go. I wanted to walk right back in
Yeah,
after I saw it.
exactly.
Not because I missed anything, but just because I wanted to go back and visit
Absorb it
these characters.
again, yeah.
These characters are just fall in love with them immediately.
It was great. I loved it.
So let us know what you guys think. If you saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, let us know in the comments section. Moving on to our second movie review of the week. The new movie from Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. The movie's called Good Boys.
Yes.
The movie comes out August 16th. We were lucky enough. We saw a pre-screening of it this week. It's about 3 6th-grade boys who ditch school and embark on an epic journey while carrying accidentally stolen drugs, being hunted by teenage girls, and trying to make their way home in time for a long-awaited kissing party. I know you've seen the Red Band trailers for this. You saw they dropped a really great Red Band trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. The trailers for this movie have been outstanding. Let me tell you, this movie is funny. It delivers so many laughs. Our entire theater was laughing their asses off.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yes.
Here's the problem I had with the movie. I saw all of the laughs already in the trailer.
That was my biggest problem. I didn't enjoy the movie because I felt like I already saw it. Both the Red Band trailers showed every funny moment in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. And it was like I laughed my ass off when I saw the trailers, but then seeing the movie, I'm like, yep, saw that, yep, saw that, yep, saw that, yep, saw that. So I didn't enjoy the movie because of that.
Exactly.
It sucks.
Like all the biggest laughs you've already seen. So if you haven't seen the Red Band trailers, don't watch them.
Right.
Because it is a hilarious movie. You're absolutely going to love it. Take your mother. Take your grandmother. No, it's really raunchy. It earns its R rating.
Big time.
Big time. It is raunchy as hell. Just a bunch of foul-mouthed third graders. Or no, sixth graders.
No nudity, though. I didn't think about that. No nudity.
It's all 6th graders.
A lot of cussing. But
yeah. It's absolutely phenomenal. Shauna, your likes. What was some of your... I know you said you didn't really enjoy it because you've already seen it, but you got to pick something. Like, what are some of the things you actually did really dig about it?
I mean, the writing was great. The jokes were fun. It was funny to see these 6th graders palling around and cussing all the time and finding sex toys, and it was funny. But the kids didn't really have that dynamic. The actors, I didn't think they did either with Stranger Things, so it was kind of, I don't know.
You lost that because Booksmart, which came out this year also.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
The relationship, the chemistry between the two girls in Booksmart was pitch perfect.
Right.
This one, you didn't really get the chemistry.
Yeah, maybe it's because they're young. I don't know. But then you got the chemistry in Stranger Things. Those kids were young, so I don't know.
It's weird.
I didn't really like it that much.
Oh, no. What's one of the main things you didn't like?
The chemistry between the kids, and again, the fact that we saw all the jokes in the trailers. It just wasn't a fun movie-going experience for me. It was fun to hear everybody else around us laughing, so then I thought, well, maybe I should give it another shot. Yeah. I don't know.
I would recommend you go see it. If you haven't been binging the trailers like we have, go see it because it is absolutely hysterical. I mean, it's funny. Our entire theater was laughing their asses off. But if you've already memorized all the jokes in the trailers, you're not going to get that much out of it that you haven't seen already.
Right.
Exactly. It's like, here comes that scene. I can already tell.
Yeah.
Like literally everything. I think I can only think of one joke that I didn't already see in the trailers. And it's a great joke.
That was a good joke.
It was a great joke.
So I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, so I do recommend you go see it.
Yeah.
Because it is hysterical.
I didn't like the ending either. I don't like the way it wraps up. I mean, we won't
no
spoil
spoilers.
It, but I don't know.
It is a bit of a downer, sort of a letdown sort of an ending.
Right. The ending isn't necessary, I feel like. So, whatever.
So Shauna doesn't recommend it. I do recommend it. Go see it in the theaters with a crowd.
Yeah.
Because this is the kind of movie you want to see with other people laughing.
I'll give you that one. Yep, I agree.
Let us know, guys, when you get a chance to see it. Leave us a comment. Let us know right now if you're excited to see it. Did you like the trailers? How stoked are you for Good Boys? I think you're going to like it, but you might not see anything you haven't already seen. So moving on, guys, our next big story of the week. In celebration of the in-home release of Avengers Endgame, Marvel's launching the We Love You 3000 tour.
Yes!
Marvel Studios and directors Anthony and Joe Russo have teamed up to launch the We Love You 3000 tour as a way to thank the fans who have invested so deeply in the MCU, making it the single most successful franchise in film history and the highest grossing film of all time.
Yeah,
with
buddy.
Endgame. So, the Russo brothers are hopping in the Marvel van and they're cruising around the country.
That is so cool.
They're hitting all these little locations. They're doing free meet and greets, free autograph signings. Other stars I've heard rumored are going to be maybe joining them.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
So these are the cities they're going to be hitting, guys. It started at San Diego Comic-Con. They're going to Seattle, Washington, San Francisco, Torrance, California, Miami, Florida, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Cleveland, Ohio, and they're wrapping it up at D23 in Anaheim, California.
That makes sense.
But not before they come to the great city of Chicago here.
Yeah, this is why we live in a big city, people.
Exactly. August 13th, We Love You 3000 tour is coming to the Best Buy on 2100 North Elston. The Russo brothers are going to be there.
Yeah.
You can get an autograph. You can get a signatured poster. It's probably going to be that white poster they were giving away.
So cool.
The one with the iron gauntlet.
Do we have a time that it's happening?
They haven't released the times that I've
I'm
seen.
taking that day off of work.
But I think it's going to be long. It's going to be a nice long thing.
Good.
There's going to be fan giveaways courtesy of McDonald's and a Marvel Studios Avengers in-game photo booth experience.
Oh my gosh, we've got to take that day off.
I know.
That's going to be good.
So if you're in the Chicago area, August 13th, and if you're in Seattle, San Francisco, Torrance, Miami, Minneapolis, Cleveland, or Anaheim, check out the I Love You 3000 tour.
So cool.
We Love You 3000
less
tour.
Less than 10 spots, and we're in one of them.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you, Chicago.
So great. So if you plan on going, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what your plans are. If you're going to be in Chicago and you're going to the Chicago one, link up with us. We'd like to link up with you guys. Stand in line.
Oh, that would be so cool. We should do a show from there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
A whole chuckload of comics from the We Love You 3000 tour line.
Yes.
For more information, guys, you can go to Marvel.com. Just go to Marvel.com, search We Love You 3000 tour, and they've got all the information listed.
So cool.
It's cool. The one that's in San Francisco is actually going to be at a Giants game.
Really?
They're doing it at the San Francisco Giants Stadium. I think it's going to be like a couple hours before the game.
Oh, that's cool.
So get your tickets to the game because you actually have to buy tickets to the game in order to go. So that's on August 8th if you're in the San Francisco area.
That's cool.
Really cool, man.
It's very cool.
Meet the Russo brothers. Get free autographs because they don't do cons.
Yeah, I know.
Much. Especially not anymore because they're done with Marvel for
right.
now. So check it out, guys. Get more information at Marvel.com. So our final story of the week. All of you fans of the Seth MacFarlane show, The Orville. Mm-hmm. They've run for 3 seasons on Fox. Absolutely adore The Orville. Well,
love this show.
I was looking forward to the 2019 season 4. Got some bad news at San Diego Comic-Con. There will not be a season 4 in 2019.
Wait for it, though.
Because it's leaving Fox.
What?
Orville is not going to be on Fox anymore. Disney is now moving it from the Fox network to, it's going to be original Hulu series.
You know what? I think that's great.
I think it's awesome too. For many reasons I think that's absolutely badass. Reason number 1 is that we're going to get more seasons of The Orville.
Absolutely.
It's nice to know that Disney is not dumping it.
It's that is the perfect show for Disney too.
It is.
So I don't know why they would have dumped it. I have 2 theories as to why they're moving it, or one of 2 theories is that it's either not doing good on Fox, so they're trying a new platform.
I know for a fact it's not.
Oh, well then never mind. That's it.
Yeah.
My other one is Hulu is kind of struggling, I think, for subscribers and subscription. So they're thinking, well, maybe let's see how many followers the show actually has that will now sign up for Hulu so that they can watch it.
And that's the beauty of moving it over to a subscription service, because network television, Shauna and I used to work at Fox. Just so you know, if you didn't know this about us, we worked at Fox for like 10 years until we moved to Chicago. Fox is notorious for dumping shows that aren't performing well.
Yep.
When a show is on network television, it's all based on ratings. If you're not getting the ratings, they're going to dump you. I know it's the same way with every show. Even on Hulu, they're going to dump you. But on network television, you are beholden to advertiser dollars.
Right.
The almighty advertiser.
Yep.
So if it's not getting the ratings,
what fan base you have.
Exactly. People aren't going to watch it if people aren't buying ad time.
Yep.
You don't have that on streaming services because there are no ads.
Yep.
It's all based on number of subscribers.
Yep.
So it's a lot easier to keep a show going on a subscription service than it is when you're beholden to the almighty advertiser, because you have to pay for that time slot by advertising dollars. You don't have to worry about it on the streaming service, and you don't have to worry about ratings. You can, they can do whatever they want on Hulu. If they want to make it slightly more violent, maybe throw in some cursing.
That's going to be interesting. I wonder if they do.
They can make it slightly more
Seth
adult.
MacFarlane, they might. I don't know. But then it is kind of a wholesome show, so they might keep it that
It
way.
is, but you're totally unshackled by network TV, so they can write more interesting stuff, because it's interesting. The show's slightly controversial. A lot of people have kind of complained because it's a little bit too sort of agenda-based sci-fi.
Yeah.
They're really pushing, certain agendas. There's a lot of, I don't want to spoil the show for you, but there's a lot of controversial topics. That they tackle.
But in a good way. All, I think.
But that's not for everybody. A lot of people aren't into certain agendas, certain aspects of the show that some people complain that it's been forced on you. Now, screw you. We're gonna do whatever we want because it's on Hulu.
You have to pay to see it, so it's perfect. I'm gonna sign up for Hulu. We don't have Hulu right now, but I'm gonna sign up for it.
The question is it going to be a weekly thing, or are they going to make it bingeable?
That's a good question.
Is it going to be serialized? Are you going to be able to? If they're smart, they'll do it on a weekly basis.
Hulu shows tend to be on a weekly basis. Like when they did the JFK Stephen King one, it was once a week. So
you're right.
Yeah, I think it'll be a weekly basis.
So bad news is no Orville in 2019. It's going to be pushed to late 2020. So we got about a year before we can get more episodes of the Orville.
Do you think they're going to reshoot the season now that they know that? Yeah, they
I think it will. I think it's going to be an original, a Hulu original series. They're going to be like, okay, now we're on Hulu. We can do whatever we want. Let's start from scratch.
Cool.
And and it's exciting that they now have the Disney money because it's an expensive show.
Disney money's buddy.
That was the problem with the Orville potentially getting canceled because it's a really pricey show.
It's very well produced.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks great. The CGI is fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. So there you go, guys. Do you watch the Orville? Are you excited about the move to Hulu? What do you think? Let us know in the comments section. So that's kind of our entire show for the week, guys. Thanks for watching Chuckload of Comics. Join us here every single Sunday for a breakdown of the nerdy news of the week, all the happenings in the last 7 days in the world of fandom. We're here every single Sunday. Join us here and click that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Join the Chuckload of Comics family every Sunday right here on YouTube.
That's right.
Shauna, that was a mouthful.
That was a mouthful, but I do want to point out real quick for all you comic book fans, buy this book this week. This came out Wednesday. If you're not reading House of X, Power of X comes out next week. It's 12 issues total. It will blow your mind. Just pick it up.
Get on the Jonathan Hickman train, man.
Yes.
If you're new to comics, this is the place to start.
Fantastic place to start. Yeah. So pick it up.
Good call. Thanks a lot, Shauna.
Sorry, just had to point that out.
Well, all right, guys. We'll see you here next week. Have a fantastic week. Signing off, Chuck and Shauna. See you here next Sunday.
Bye-bye.